so just hit the record. I think we're good to go.
So, hi, I'm Sasha.
And I'm Dahi.
This is DNA SlotCars, and we're going to be doing a podcast with Nico from the SlotCar Dude.
Yeah, hi, Nico. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Fine, thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. And as we said, we were due to do it before, but unfortunately, I was a bit under the weather. But better late than never, huh?
All right. Hopefully you're better now. You feel better?
I'm feeling a lot better now. Still not got much energy, but vastly improved on where I was last week. That's for sure.
Good to hear. Good to hear. It's a
So
pleasure to be with you two. And I can't wait for your questions.
Well, let's actually get started then.
So what part of Austria do you live in?
Okay. I live in Salzburg, which is the birth town of Mozart. And for the more modern part of the world, it's the hometown of Red Bull.
Yes, and also some of the greatest liveries ever to grace the Porsche 917K.
Well, having if you want to dive into history, Porsche history, no worries. Porsche started the private production shortly before the Second World War in the area of Salzburg, and then went into the mountains area to be away and out of the way, and started his first race cars there, which was the 550 and those famous first Porsche cars.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. Nice little bit of information. I didn't know that.
Yep.
What other things do you like to do in your spare time?
I don't have much spare time left. No, just kidding. I like to be outside as well, because the area I live in has a lot to offer. During wintertime, we can go skiing. During summertime, there are many lakes around where we can go swimming or sailing or windsurfing. So I also like to be outside, which doesn't really help a lot on the stock hobby.
Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure. It's well, it's nice to be able to take advantage of. I do miss the the cooler winter sort of styled weather. I haven't had that in a long time living in Australia and now here, so it's although,
I can imagine, yeah.
At least here, I was talking to Travis about this recently, but it never felt like Christmas for me in Australia because it was warmest time of the year. Whereas here, it's a lot cooler now than it was, so it feels more what I'm used to,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Where did you get the idea of the SlotCar Dude, and why did you pick slot cars?
Ooh, that's two very good questions.
Tough
the
one.
idea on SlotCar Dude, I don't know. I have no idea. It just evolved. I can't really recall how I got to this nickname or how I made myself this nickname. I really don't know. How I got into slot cars, well, I guess as nearly all guys my age did, which means when I was a little younger, about your age, I found a package of Carrera under my Christmas tree, which I didn't know of. Actually, it was not on my wish list, but it seems like my dad and my granddad thought it's a good idea to keep the guy busy,
Yeah.
And that's how it all started, and that's quite a while ago.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's your local brand as well,
That's right. The Carrera headquarter. Yeah, we forgot to talk about that. The Carrera headquarter is actually just like 10 kilometers away from where I live. So the Carrera world, where I was with Travis, is like only 10 kilometers from where I live.
Looks very cool there. Handy to have it on your doorstep. And they seem to have a great selection. Obviously, they've got plenty of tracks there, but they have a great selection of product there as well that you can go in and buy off shelf,
That's right. They have a store area there, which is my nightmare because I can spend all my money there. Yes. So and a lot of nice tracks, and there's a racetrack not far away from where I live, and they also made a small-sized replica of that track as well. So
That's cool.
very, very nice area.
Question for you, just a matter of interest. What does a 1/32 digital car cost now for you locally? Like, I'm just curious as the pricing seems to vary, you know?
I have to be honest, I have no idea because mostly I try to buy used.
Yes.
There's quite a good used market here in
Mm.
the Austrian and German area.
Yeah.
There are a few online flea markets, so to say, where you can get really, really good deals. And when Travis was in Austria, this was
Yeah.
one of the first things I made him aware of, and he just started buying like there's no tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there seems to be you know, the hobby is more concentrated in Europe. And you know, obviously it's getting more popular as well in the US, but it's so spread out here. It's very difficult to have those meeting places. Obviously, as you saw, we had to fly 5 hours, didn't we, to the last event? But it was worth it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. No, it's cool. We'd love to. We will visit definitely Carrera World. We just need to on our next trip to Europe. That's definitely in the plan, isn't it?
Well, you need to drop me. Yeah, you need to drop me a line. I would be more than happy to help you on. Maybe get some private hours in Carrera World to do a little filming there. So just let me know in advance, and we can work out something.
Yeah, that's good. We have good contact with Marguerite at Carrera, which is great. She's really great. So we're staying in touch, and
that's good.
You know, we're definitely keen to go and visit. But yeah, 100%. We definitely catch up with you. Sasha might even challenge you to a race.
I would love to visit and definitely go race.
That sounds like fun. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I'll be in.
Yeah, that sounds cool. What have we got next, Sash?
What's your favorite part of SlotCar Dude channel?
Tough questions.
I was asking. Yeah, I was asking myself on how to set up the channel, what to focus on, and I finally found out I don't want to focus on anything. I'll just do what I think is worth sharing, or is missing, or that people want to know, or that people don't know, that I can make them aware of. So I don't have a like or dislike. Of course, I like to be on new tracks, on big tracks. I like to try cars. New cars. I like to work on them, fiddle on them. So I don't have a specific area. And if you look at my channel, it's all over the place, so to say.
That's good, though. I think it's good. It keeps it very, you know, for us. I mean, you just do what you want to do yourself, you know, and it's like if people want to watch, then great. But as long as you're having fun doing it, that's what we think, you know. We just do what we like, and we have fun doing it. And you know, I think when you start to be worrying about, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, and that's when you can maybe try and take the enjoyment out of it. I'm sure you've been in the same situation, you know. It's a kind of a thin line, isn't it? Is to, you know, you're doing it because you enjoy it, but then you feel pressured to do certain things. And we're just enjoying what we're doing at the moment. I think you seem to be as well.
Yeah, I had a time in the very beginning when I was really stressed on what topic should I cover next? What do people want to know? And I just got completely rid of that, saying, no, I don't know what video I'll do next week. I have a rough plan or a rough idea, but that's about it. And if something comes in that I want to do first, I'll just do it. So no plan, actually. No.
Yeah, that's, you know, we don't either, to be honest with you. Like, we like the cars, we like going visit, and we like the people, you know. As I said, we've met some lovely people, you know, you included, and you know, we didn't think we'd be here doing interviews. And you know, as I said, we've had some cool podcasts. Actually, we've still got, because I've been sick, I still haven't put it out, but we have we did a podcast with Ian and Doug at Magnetic Racing, which I still have to put out, and Travis
That sounds
before
like
that,
fun. Yeah.
Pease, and it was great. We never would have been in the situation and even met any of you guys had we not been doing this. So it's been great, hasn't it?
Yeah. And we got this whole idea of doing podcasts just from one person.
Yeah, Peace actually was the one who got us into the podcast.
Okay.
He asked us to come on, and we liked this, and we said, you know what, let's start doing podcasts with people that we look up to and watch their channels in the hobby and admire, and let's have a bit of fun when we're doing it. And I think it's been great, hasn't it?
And also, it's going to be better to know all of you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Of course.
And
I have to say, I'm very honored if you say you're watching my channel, because that's something I wouldn't have expected if you pop by. Yes, but I watch your channel regularly, so whenever I've got that cowbell on, so whenever you issue a video, I'm one of the first ones to watch.
Well, we're a bit behind with stuff now, Nico. Like we've got some of these things here to review.
Ooh, some
now
beauties,
we have a serious amount of stuff arriving this week to review. And so we need to get those done first, or else we're going to be in real trouble, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
But it's good fun though. We don't mind reviewing stuff because it's fun playing around with cars and racing, and isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
And I also like the part of creating. I've never been into creating videos before, So I like to play around, and also with the talks or with the videos from Rahul. I mean, my equipment just exploded,
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm a tech. I like my tech as well. So like we chat to Rahul about all sorts of stuff, and it's when you're chatting to someone else as well, and you're like, I gotta get this and gotta get that, and as you do it, then you want, that'd be nice if I had this, and nice if I had that, But we got a few things.
So maybe one small step back. If you're thinking of going to Europe, I know that Rahul is actually very seriously thinking of coming to the UK Slot Car Festival in May next year.
Yeah.
And he might be coming from Canada to Austria first.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll do a few tracks here, and then we'll go to the UK Slot Car Festival together. Those are the plans at the moment.
That's awesome. Yeah, he mentioned when we were talking to him that he was going.
Okay.
For us, the timing could be difficult because we got approved for our green card recently, which is good. But part of that means it's very difficult to leave the country until you've actually got it. So once you start the process, we're not sure. We'll definitely look to go, if we can't go to the next one, the year after. Maybe you might even come. Maybe you might come to the BRM 24-hour, and we'll put in a team.
This is something that's also caught my idea, my mind. Yes, when I was watching, and I was mentioning it in one of the answers or threads that I posted. Yeah. So yes, this might be a good idea as well. I don't want to say no at the moment, but I also can't say yes at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's far, all of these things are far away, but it's definitely something to keep in mind anyway for even if not the next one, the following. It's right up your street as well. I know you love your 124 racing as well. We're 124 crazy actually here, as you can see.
Yes.
Too many cars, not enough time.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Yeah.
What have you got next on the list, Sash?
What's next for SlotCar Dude? I know, so I definitely want to go on a team with you on the BRM 24-hour next year.
Ooh, I'd be honored to be on your team. I'd really be. Cool, I'd be very proud to be a member of your team. I don't have a race planned at the moment. We
Mhm.
have regular races in our slot club, which take place like once a month,
Yeah.
and it's always a 1 month. It's a scale out to 1 to 24
Mhm.
race, and the next month it's we transferred those mini set bodies,
Yeah.
those RC cars, just the
Mhm.
bodies, and made them into slot cars.
Yeah.
So that's the second class. And we also do a lot of what we call IROC races, which means one member of the club prepares 4 cars and
Yeah.
they stay in lane. And
Yeah.
you have to drive all 4 lanes, but the cars
Cool.
stay. And in the end, there's a total, and you see who was the best driver because it comes down to your driving skills and not the car.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
but actually, no plans for the moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
No special races.
Yeah. And outside of the races, then, I mean, just in general for you, for the channel, I mean, you're saying you're not really, you're just kind of doing what you're enjoying and whatever comes to mind, which I think is cool as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome.
What's
That's a good
your
one.
favorite slot car brand, and what's your favorite track system?
Okay, I'll start reverse. My favorite track system is Carrera. I grew up with Carrera. Most
Yeah.
of the tracks we race on are Carrera. I
Mhm.
do love routed tracks as well. We've
Mhm.
got one here. I do love them, but I'm a plastic track guy. So
Yeah.
yes, I love the Carrera track.
Yeah.
On brands, ooh, this is. I feared this question, to be honest. um, I don't know. It depends on what we're looking at. If we're looking at, I don't know, looks, or if we're looking at tech stuff, chassis stuff, or so it really depends on. There are so many beautiful cars out there at the moment, and they keep coming. They keep coming more and more.
Yeah.
So it's really, really hard to set a statement there from my side because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
It's tough.
really
There's-
I wouldn't be able to give a good answer on that one.
How about
I
this
love
one,
them
Sash?
all. That's my problem.
Ask him that one, Sash. That's kind of ties into that one nicely.
You prefer 132 or 124 scale?
Both because plus HO. You forgot to
Yeah.
mention HO because I
HO, yeah.
also since the pandemic I really really love to race HO.
Yeah.
So I think that the 1 to 32 cars are harder to drive fast because they're more, how do you say, swirly.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 to 24 cars are, as they are bigger, a little more, I don't know, how do you say, heavier and not that, yeah, predictable for me to drive.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a lot of 32 racing
Mm-hmm.
in former times on a
Yeah.
European level.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving all over or flying all over Europe to do
Yeah.
24-hour races when the digital systems came out.
Mm.
Um, so I also love 32 racing.
Yeah.
I don't have a favor. I just show me a track, show me a
Yeah.
car, and hand me a controller. I'm in.
Depends on for what purpose for me on the scales. Like when it comes to, I enjoy the scenery and the layout side of things. So for me, 132nd is the best for that because it's
Yeah,
difficult to build scale models 124. There's not as much stuff available. When it comes to the cars themselves, I prefer 124 because you get, probably a BRM is my favorite, 124. I just love the
yeah, beautiful.
detail.
Yeah,
And I find that it's a bit more realistic handling, when you've got that bigger mass. But, we're going to try HO again soon. So we like everything, I think,
okay.
as you said, what about you, Sash?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what about you, Sash?
Well, I'm not sure actually, because I like 124 and 132, but the same
Mm-hmm.
for me. Like, I just like 124 because they hold on the track easier than 132 because they just go around
Exactly.
the place
Exactly.
instead of
The 30
124 because they hold
exactly
on
the
better.
30
They barely do it.
yeah, the 32 cars are more nervous on track, aren't they?
Yeah,
That's what
especially the Revo
my
slots. Sasha's quite an accomplished magless driver now, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just because I purposely try to forget or I just forget without knowing. I'm like, okay, these have magnets. Who cares, right? I'm like, oh wait, never mind. They do have no magnets.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun. They're all
So
good fun, aren't they? I think
they
different
are.
ways for different reasons. And
So what are your favorite brands then besides BRM, Sash?
I think it might be Carrera because that was the first brand I got.
Okay.
yeah,
And maybe not Carrera, maybe probably Revo Slot.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't really drive it a lot, I just like the brand.
yeah.
Yeah. They've got good looking cars, haven't they?
Well, they do. There's some nice ones here. I love these ones actually.
Yeah.
The Corvettes are
Oh
very
yeah.
nice. They're just
That's
very
a Corvette.
detailed.
Yeah.
I enjoy
Yeah.
the enjoy the Revo slots.
I
You know, BRM. Obviously, they're the same parts except
yeah.
miniature.
Yeah.
I think there's room for all. Like for us, probably let's say BRM, Revo slot. We like slotted as
Yeah.
well. And we'll always like Carrera, and Carrera are great value too. I mean, you cannot knock. We have our Carrera track system, which we love, and you cannot knock the value of a Carrera car. Like,
Yes.
so
Yes.
what is as good a value as that? You're getting a digital chip and a car, and we can get one of those in 132nd for $47 to $50.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so that's
I really
hard to
sorry.
compete with that. It's hard to compete with that in value stakes, you know.
Yeah. It 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 depends on what you want or what you're
Mm.
expecting, of course. Because on the other hand, a Carrera car is a toy car, and if you compare it to like if you take an NSR or slotted out of the package,
Yep.
it's different. They're more race cars, I would
Yes.
say, versus a Carrera car is more a toy car, which means
Yeah.
you have to invest time and setup into a Carrera car to make it nearly as good as an
Yeah.
NSR or a slotted car.
Yeah. It's the same for us. Like, I mean, I kind of have, they're almost separate things for me, you know.
Mhm.
We'll always have our Carrera collection and we'll always continue to buy the Carrera cars that we like. But then
Yeah,
we have another area which are the hobby grades, commercial style cars, and that obviously
yeah.
covers all those brands you're discussing. Um,
Mhm.
there's room for both as well. We still pick up some scale extra cars as well because there's certain models that particularly appeal. Especially from the part of the world that I'm from.
Yeah,
I started off with scale extra as well, so we still it's hard to push them sometimes because of the value proposition. They're like
yeah,
$65 for one here, and you could have a Revo slot for a little bit more, and it's kind of
yeah, yeah.
it has to be something that we really like when we're getting like Kit or Back to the Future.
Not to forget the Thunder slots, I have to say. I found my love in those cars as well because they're really good looking and they're fast, really fast
Yeah,
out of the box.
we'll be
Yeah.
in trouble with Nico, won't we? Because we
Oh,
still haven't had a chance to play around with.
Oh
I
yes.
did some
Yeah.
laps
You
with
haven't
them.
tested yet. Okay.
Um, did some laps with them, and they were very quiet, very quick. And then I was like, okay, now I got to go add a bit of weight because you were telling me add a little bit of weight and do a
Yeah.
couple of other things. And when you start then and you just got so many other cars and you're doing channel, and then you're like, I really need to go back to spend some time with some of the cars that we already own.
Mhm.
And you get sort of segued into various different things, and before you know where you are, you're buying, and you've got like generally Pioneer car, and then you've got NSR, you've got slotted, you've got electric, DRM,
There are
Reba
so
slot.
many. There are so many. We're really lucky. There are so many choices out at the moment.
Yeah.
And good choices. Yeah.
Yeah. It is. We have a couple of scale autos as well. The Formula 1997,
Mm-hmm.
and they are so fast.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And
Yeah.
there's too much magnet in them. I put have the Alan Prost Ferrari, and then the what's the other one? The Marlboro McLaren. And I did 3 laps and I broke the track record by a second because it was just hard to even prise it off because the magnet was so strong, and that long cam motor is just, it's not fair even against the other cars. Like even the NSR Aston Martin F1 car could not even come close to the out of the box with a little bit of tire work to those. They're too quick almost. You have to run them against each other, you know.
Yeah.
But
so do you like them? Do you also like them, Sash, or are they too flimsy for you, or too nervous on track?
I think they're like in the middle. Like sometimes like they're a bit flimsy for me, and sometimes they're just a bit easy.
Okay.
It's just because of the scale for me and what type of brand it is. Like Carrera's easy, Revoslot's kind of hard, like in the middle, and BRM's really hard for me because they just go out on it a lot. But I don't really fall much.
And do you like the F1 cars?
Oh yeah, F1 cars are cool.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But when he beat that track record, I'm like, okay, I just need to go for a second. I come back. You beat the track record.
Yes, they're really fast.
Good fun doing that though.
Yes.
What so have you got any cars there you can show us, Nico, that maybe you've gotten recently or you've done a little bit of work on, something like that?
You were asking me on the 3 cars I like most. I was down in my basement today, and I came up with 4 cars actually.
Cool.
So the one that is one of the oldest cars I've got, but hang on. Yep. This is a Fly BMW.
Yeah, this the E46, is it?
Yes.
Oh wow!
With a front motor still. So one of the older ones. The reason why this is one of my favorite cars is with this car I drove my first 24 hours digital race. On a 70 meters track.
Wow.
And it was set up by a friend of mine, and I just copied the whole setup into this car. So I have like a twin with me. So the way it looks is it's got an awful lot of lead in it, like those light gray parts is lead. There is lead in front of the front wheels. There is also lead underneath the rear axle. So this is like a tank, you know.
Yeah.
From talking about weight, but it is so much fun to drive, and it was the first time for us, and we became third. So this is why this car means a lot to me, because we were the new guys on the block. Nobody knew us, and we just came there and had a lot of fun.
Awesome. It's a cool car, actually. I've not seen a Fly E46. I like the E46 in real life as well. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's quite old, so it must be like 15 years old or something, 15 to 20 years. Yeah.
We're BMW fans here.
Okay.
We are BMW fans.
So this was my 1 to 32 car. Now, as we started talking, I've been to the races yesterday, and yesterday was scale auto race 1 to 24, and this is my Corvette.
Yeah, nice.
It used to be a white kit.
That's cool. Nice paint job.
Thank you.
That's C7.
Yes, and it's got that metal chassis underneath it. No suspension. can open it for you. Give me a second.
A nice car.
Thank you.
That's good hand painting.
Mm.
So that's what the chassis looks like. Oops.
Yeah, cool. Is that a off-shelf chassis kit or?
Yes. You can buy those 1 to 24 just like this. There's not much adjustment. The only thing we did is we changed this H part here, the black part that looks
Yeah.
like an H.
Right.
That comes in aluminium, and we found someone who makes it out of carbon. The reason why is the aluminium tends to bend quite quick.
Yeah.
And it changes the whole
dynamics
behavior of the car. Exactly. So we changed that to carbon. The rest is completely off the shelf.
Okay, cool.
With foam tires.
Yeah, okay.
So as I was racing this last night, yes, this is one of my favorites at the moment.
Yeah, nice. It looks fast.
It is.
Nice. That looks like a Camaro.
It is a Camaro. It's an HO Camaro.
Cool, huh?
It's got silicone tires on. This car was traveling quite far already because this car was in the US already. I sent it to a proxy drag race, which I won with this car.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
So that's the reason. That's the reason why I just love this car, of course.
Cool.
That was during the pandemic.
Yeah, cool.
And the reason why I took a fourth car with me is that the mailman was here yesterday.
Right. Yes. we have that incoming as well.
Okay, and I think you know what this is.
I certainly do.
Good.
It's very cool, isn't it?
It is. It is very nice.
So
that's why I took 4 cars with me, not only 3.
Up close. Never seen one in the flesh, so looking forward to that.
Oh yes.
Are you going to run it, or is it going to be a shelf queen?
No, this one definitely not. No, this is going to be a shelf queen. Yes.
Yeah. I thought so. It's there's some cars that they're almost too special, or you don't want anything to happen to them, and it's okay to have a few like that, isn't it? Otherwise, everything gets run unless it's special. It gets run. Yeah.
Yes.
Like the one that Blake gave us, that one's
cool.
Special. We want to keep it as a shelf queen, and we don't want to break it apart at all.
Yeah, that was Blake.
Is that the one with the signatures on, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's a few different ones. Yeah, she's got that one. Is the Lancia Slotted, and Blake ran at the Slotted Nationals, and he gave her the car after. That was that one. And so there's a few actually. I have. You showed me.
Here's another special. This is a really special one that I got at the 24-hour from the BRM guys, and I just really want to just race it once, and that's it. Keeping it as a shelf.
Yeah, that's the one I saw in the videos. Yeah.
Very cool. So there's some ones that are, they'll be a bit more special. Like, is there any for me that I have at the moment? The 5.1, I got the Trio 5112 Sunoco BRMs because I knew they'd be limited. And as soon as I got them, they're gone now. And they will not be making that exact car again. And I got the 3, even though they're very similar, because I wanted the Watkins Glen, I wanted the Sebring, I wanted the Daytona. Now I run the Daytona, but the other 2, they have kind of mainly sat. I changed the tires, set up the gear mesh, all of that, but I probably won't go easy on them because I know they're going to be, and those McLaren BRMs, we have the green and the black, and they're only 100 of each produced. So
yes,
sometimes they're nice to look at, and see if I got one of those here. Actually, yes, I think I do. Yeah. So this one here.
Yes, nice.
Yeah, and it's I do run it, but I would say sparingly is the word I would use.
Yeah.
But mostly we run our cars, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Well,
mostly run our favorite cars.
Yeah. But that's cool. Thanks for showing us those cars. It's always nice to see what people, special cars people have, and everyone has their favorites.
Yeah.
So
What are your race plans within the next months?
Dash.
well,
Are there any races planned yet you want to go to or participate in?
yeah,
I can't answer this one for you. She was racing last weekend.
that's true.
She was racing Russell up at the local club last weekend. Remember?
Yes, I
That
saw
was
that.
fun.
But otherwise, nothing planned as yet. I think
Okay.
the only plans we definitely have to attend the big race is the BRM 24-hour next year.
Okay.
That's already locked in, but Texas is quite far away. We do have plans to go up to Marty at the Austin SlotCar Club. So we're going to go up there in the new year, and we're going to race up there, aren't we?
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan. That sounds good. Yeah.
And then what about Russell's?
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna go to Russell's again. For some reason, that race was fun, so I want to do that all over again.
Yeah.
That's good.
We'll head back to.
It's all about the fun.
Yeah, we go up to see Russell. Not every week, but we try and get up there once a month. And it's about an hour's drive, but it's good fun and nice guys up there. And it's always a good excuse to come home with another car. You got to support local.
You're right. I haven't got any shops around, so the only thing I can order, whatever scale it is online. Only Carrera, which I have close by.
Yeah.
So, but everything else I have to order.
Yeah, right. There's another cool question actually you have there, Sasha. That's that one at the end. They already asked that one, so.
What car will you buy next?
Ooh, that's a good question. I pre-ordered the BRM Datsun.
Hey, woohoo!
Yes, of course. Yes, because I think I told this story already once. I can't remember. I think it was with Rahul, but never mind. My dad used to have a 280 ZX.
Nice.
And that's where the Datsun love comes from.
Yeah. Well, it was nice to actually have those in our hands, as you saw in our video, to have a good close look at them. They were only, not finished or anything, and just kind of test deliveries. But we can't wait for those. The 510 Datsun Revo slot and Slotted are coming out too. They'll be cool.
They look great as well. And one car that I missed, I got the notification today, was the Avant slot, the transporter.
Oh, that looks cool, doesn't it?
I got an email. I registered at a French online shop to get a notification as soon as they are available. I got an email on my private email account. I looked in this evening, logged in, sold out.
No. I saw that too, and I thought I'd love that for the model for the layout, because it would look very cool on the layout. I probably wouldn't do much with it from running it, but I would have loved to have that just sat there somewhere.
Yes.
You got to be quick, don't you, with these things?
Oh yeah, quicker than I was. Yeah. And coming back to because you mentioned before that you like the 32 scale because of the buildings. I like the HO because of the buildings.
Yeah.
Because there's some kind of like a merge between the HO guys and the Hot Wheel guys. Because the Hot Wheel guys do really nice dioramas. They're stunning.
Yeah.
And besides my HO drag strip in my basement, I have a diorama setup with different scenes. And I really love to change those scenes and get new stuff in and, change that layout. Yeah.
It's good fun. All right. I'm about to, well, in the new year, I'll be building a HO model railway layout with Sasha.
Okay.
And from that perspective, it's the scale is good because you can get a huge, you said for HO, there's a huge amount of stuff available because of that model railway hobby side. So you can pretty much get anything you want, which is cool.
Yeah. Plus, I did all the background of these dioramas. I downloaded from the internet because there are so many pages where you've got background scenes or buildings, and you just downsize them on your printer.
Yeah.
They're set up for 32, so you just make them downsize them to half of the size, and you've got a 64 scale. Works perfectly.
It's cool. Yeah, we're kind of doing a round the room layout for the railroad, and it's going to be a family effort. So my wife is actually going to paint the background scenery on the wall, and then me and Sasha will be doing all the modeling side, won't we?
Definitely.
Yeah, she helped with all of our layout build and all that scenery. She was helping through that whole process, weren't you?
That was really fun for me. I would just like, okay, after that. Oh, there's not another one. Oh, come on.
I know.
Extension to build. So we're building an extension, and it's a separate test track. And I now know exactly what I'm doing for that, and we'll be integrating the polycar track set that we got. Way too much track, of course. We've got a big 4-lane track, but it might not necessarily work in 4 lanes with what we're planning. You know, we'll see. It's all fun, though, isn't it?
That's the main part, the most important part of it. Just have fun.
Yeah, that's it exactly. That is it exactly.
Yeah.
And so from SlotCar wise, do you enjoy? Sorry, Nico, you have to excuse me for a second. There's an annoying notification coming up. Do you prefer the tuning aspect or the racing section? Like tuning, racing, collecting, or modeling?
Modeling, tuning, racing.
Yeah, all the above.
Exactly, because as you already mentioned, especially in 1 to 24, there is a limited number of ready to race cars. So what we do is we take kits and use the bodies for slot cars, or even fiberglass bodies, which means somebody reproduced a very light but very durable body. So like the NASCARs, if you watch the NASCAR race I was attending, where there were the NASCAR bodies and the NAS truck bodies, they were all made of fiberglass.
Yeah.
So it is the modeling part, and then it's the text part, and then you need to race it. So yes.
And then you've got all the technology that's associated with making the videos. That's
yes. And then you come home wasted, exactly. And then you look like me.
Like your hat, by the way.
Thank you.
we started our we did the t-shirts and stuff recently now, so people were asking about them, but it's cool to have something, Yeah, look at
right
that.
Now.
Cool. I like that. I like your one because it's Manchester United colors.
Okay, but actually it's an ice hockey t-shirt, so it's Rahul's t-shirt. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's also got the other content creators on. So it's got MP on. There's George with Area 51. There's George with 2 lines.
Marty.
Home Racing World. Shotgun Dave and Dick SlotCar Garage.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Rahul and me.
Yeah, we've only got a few on ours, obviously our own, and then we have Travis.
Yes.
Rahul and Track Fans. Track Fans.
Track Fans.
Yeah, it was terrible what happened to Pete actually with his stuff getting stolen, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I suffered with him. It was like it was nearly like it happened to me, because
I
I'm
know.
also that kind of guy, and it could have happened to me very easily, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's
it was
terrible,
really,
you know. It's
yeah,
but hopefully, you know, and everybody's been very supportive of him as well. So it's always,
yes,
you know, it's great when something happens like that and you really see what kind of a great community or bunch of people there is. You know, it's
oh yes,
nice to see. You know, people band together in times of adversity, don't they?
yes, yes, excellent community, really.
Yeah.
I have to say, yeah.
A question for you, actually. So, out of all the kinds of videos that we do, what's your favorite of the video types of videos we do? I'm just curious to know what people think, you know.
I like your unboxing and testing right away videos a lot.
Mhm.
So taking the car out of the box, put it on the track,
Yeah.
race it like you stole it. That's your part, Sash.
Drive it like you stole it.
Race
Yeah.
it like you stole it, and then just say your opinion. What do you think about it? I really like that, because it's straight from the heart. There is
Yeah.
no fussing around. It's what you think, and I just love that. And of course, your road trips.
Yeah, the road trips are good too, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the road trips are good.
We like the unboxings as well and the track tests. Good fun, you know.
Oh
I
yes.
enjoy. Nobody wants to see me race the cars. It's only ever nice to do them, you know. Um, but it's good fun, you know. I like filming Sasha racing as well. You know, it's I'm curious as well to watch her, and when she very rarely deslots, you'll see that. But I'm pushing her, like sometimes I'm saying, go on, go a bit faster. And she's like, I'll take my time and I'll get fast when I'm
That's
handling
good.
the
That's
car.
good.
That's
You're doing
the
this
right way,
right.
not the way I'm doing
You're doing this right.
But,
Sash.
okay, I get on the truck. Go,
Yeah.
go, come on, let's go.
it.
I
No,
said,
no,
I'm
no.
like,
Just
okay. Okay,
adjust
then
yourself
now I go
to the
fast.
track, to the car. Yep, you're absolutely right, Sash.
Have you tried? Oh, I don't even know where it is now. Actually, where's those? Grab one of those cars for me, there, Nick. Have you tried the new 911 GT1 BRMs, Nico?
No, not
For
yet.
sure.
These ones, I tell you, these are super quick.
Yep.
And they're designed obviously to line up with those McLarens, but they've got quite the advantage, you know.
Yes.
Like even it's got a slightly shorter wheelbase, but the actual body size is, and
Like,
they just stick to the road, you know, stick to the track well. But there's so much cool stuff coming out.
There
It's
is. There
great fun,
is.
you know.
Yeah. We just started yesterday evening. We started discussing, because there were so many guys there, of opening up another class, which will be a BRM class. So
Yeah.
not a GT, but you know, the youngsters, like the
Yes.
Alfa Romeo, the Ford Capri, the BMW 202,
Oh yes,
and so
you do
on.
know those. You know these well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
We've got a few of these actually. We still haven't had a chance to run them because we're still supposed to review them today.
The
And
Cadet. Yes. Oh yeah.
we have the
But I have to admit, I bought. I told you I buy mostly used.
Mhm.
I bought a BRM 1-24 Mini,
Cool.
and it is the fastest of my BRM cars. Believe it or
Wow.
not,
Really?
it kicks everybody's butt on track. Whether it's a BMW, whether it's a Ford Capri, it's just the tiny car that swells in between and just is the
Cool.
fastest of them all. I don't know why. I haven't found out yet, but
We don't have a mini. We have some of the mini cars, like as you said, we've got the Alpha, the Caprice,
yeah,
the Cadet, Gordini, BMW, but actually wouldn't mind an Arbath or the Mini just to check them out as well. Have you ever
yeah.
run TTS cars, Nico? As a matter of interest, have you ever tried TTS?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The Formula 2. I've
Mm-hmm.
got a Formula 2 car. I've got a
Yeah.
white kit. I haven't got it with me, but I have a white kit, and that's great fun as well.
Yeah.
It's really great fun. But of course, you know, if you race or drive open wheel cars
Yeah.
side by side,
Mm-hmm.
this gets interesting, you know,
Yeah.
because if you wheel bump, anything can happen to both one car or to both cars, like in real Formula One races. And
Yeah.
this really asks for a lot of discipline while driving. So yeah, but we love those cars.
Yeah, we actually have our first TTS cars coming. I think they're on the way to review.
Mhm.
There's going to be one of them is the latest model of that Formula 2. I know that. Whatever the latest livery is, and there is a couple. I think there might be an Arbath front wheel drive, so I'll be very curious to test
Yeah,
that.
the Auto Bianchi, or which one is it?
It is the I can't remember exactly. I think one of them is the Gulf Arbath.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we've not had them before, and so very curious to see them, and obviously to have history with BRM working together in the past.
Yeah.
And I know they're separate now, and yeah, just curious to sort of compare and to see the differences. I'm definitely curious on the front wheel drive because I haven't
yeah.
had. Last car I had front wheel drive was my very first Scale Electric set, which was front wheel drive Mini Coopers.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting old.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah. Now, what have you got next on the list for Nico, Sasha?
So, what's your favorite cars, and can you show us some of your favorite cars?
Showed us his favorite
Yeah, but
Already
like,
showed
do you
you.
have
But
any other
basically,
favorite cars?
the race coming from or asking for race classes, maybe it's the GT cars, definitely.
Yeah.
So GT2, the old GP2, they were called. There was a German race class called DRM that was prior to DTM. So that's where all those Capris from BRM used to race with the Alphas and with the 2002 BMWs. So the old ones, but also the new ones, like the GT3 class is just
Pretty cool.
my favorite cars, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward. This is one car I will definitely buy as well. The 1/24 Scale Auto LMP.
Yes, that'll be cool.
Oh, they look really great. The pictures, the photos.
Yeah.
I've already got this new type of chassis that they brought out. Already got that, but the bodies should come out hopefully January, February, and
That'll
I'll
be
jump
nice.
on those.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Sasha had her eye on what was the one? There was one of the R model Scale Auto 132nds. They brought out the Acura NSX.
Yes,
and she loved that, didn't you? When you saw it, we haven't got it, but it's on their hit list, isn't it?
Yeah, like
okay.
if you ever heard of Love at First Sight, that was for me with that car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look really great. I know I've also I've only seen pictures of the 32s, but they look great as well. I have to admit, yes.
I was pretty taken by, they did a red liveried Viper, Scale Auto did, but you cannot get the 124 anywhere now. It's like, because they didn't do that many of that livery. I actually preferred that livery, and Alan had one up there at the Scale Racing Center. So I'm very tempted to try and acquire that, because it just, I always loved the a red Viper, you know?
Yeah. But talking about Viper, if you allow me to take the screen for a second, what I prepared is I took a very short video, like 10, 15 seconds, of all the Scale Auto cars from yesterday evening.
That'd
Because
be
they were
cool.
on lineup after their tech control. So let me check if I can make this work. Just a second.
Sure.
Come on.
By the way, I just like the sign on your hat. Like, I like your logo.
Thank you.
Cool.
I like it as well.
Yeah.
So give me a sec. Doesn't seem to work. No, sorry guys, I've got tech problems here.
That's okay.
Can't
It's
show
okay.
you.
Tech is great
No.
when it's working correctly.
Yes. Oh, it says my monitor is blocked for what reason ever. Takes me too long to read now. Thank you on the logo. You know, the logo was a cooperation with Rahul. I had a different logo when I started out. It had the coyote actually on it.
Yeah, I
couldn't
remember
use
that.
it. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you even remember. Oh,
Mhm.
that's wow. So I had to change that for obvious reasons, although I love the coyote still.
Yeah.
And I asked Rahul to help me on. So this is Rahul's work.
Yeah, that's
The logo.
cool. Yeah, Raul helped design the T-shirt for us as well. The logo was I did the logo, but it's yeah, it's nice collaborating with people, and having
Exactly.
helping people out with different things. I think that's a lot of the fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
All
Sash,
about
you asked me.
us is just having
Sorry.
fun.
You
Sorry,
asked
go
me a
ahead.
second thing. I forgot now. You asked me about the race class, and a second thing I can't remember now. I got carried away with the scale auto thing.
It was no, I think you were just talking about the race classes. She was talking about
Okay.
your favorite cars, but you'd showed us those four earlier on.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you. So, is your interest in cars just in slot cars, or does it go outside into the real world as well?
It does go into the real world. It's just I spend too much money on slot cars, so I can't afford the real cars.
Yeah.
No.
You can't have enough slot cars.
So, what
You're right. You're
you can have
right.
any car. You can have two cars, right? Okay. Let's set the two cars. One of them is a classic. Now that can be anything from, let's say 2000 back, right? And then you can have one car from 2000 onwards. What would those two cars be? Real cars.
Prior 2000 would be an Austin Healey.
That's our logo.
An Austin Healey. After 2000, it would be my BMW Z4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I still got one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Still with the original BMW 3-liter engine,
Yeah.
the
It's
real 6-cylinder,
well,
low
that's
turbo.
more reliable than mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I do love my BMW, but it's the most unreliable BMW they ever made. But
Okay.
also the best they ever made. So that's the problem. It's the best engine they ever made, and it's also
Yeah.
the worst reliability.
But I also have to admit that I have an SUV, and it's an Alfa Romeo, and it's a
Mhm.
very untypical Alfa Romeo, which
Mm.
means it works perfectly.
Wow.
No fussing around.
Reliable Alpha.
No, beg your pardon?
A reliable Alpha.
Yes, a reliable Alpha.
That's funny, actually. There's not many of those, I have to say.
No, but well, the modern ones, the SUVs
Yeah.
are. Before I bought it, I
Those
was collecting information, and
those
yeah,
Gayalas, the Gayala Quadrifoglio they made, the sedan.
yes,
That's supposed to be a brilliant car.
that would have been a second choice
Mm,
actually.
mm.
But both my wife and I have a little back problems, so
Okay.
we tend to take the SUV then. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You get. I used to have a Lotus Exige, and it was
Oh yes. Yeah.
after a while of getting in and out of it, it was like, oh my god, it's such a difficult. No matter how many times you do it, it just gets tiresome, after a while.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
kind of gets old pretty quick.
Yeah. The cars get higher.
Yeah. I'm still holding out. Well, I've got a big F250, which is lifted, and then I have my M5 then, which is lower to the ground. So I have nothing in between.
Okay. Still working on it.
Yes. Oh, there'll be more. Don't you worry, there'll be more.
Sash, what are your favorite cars?
Hmm.
So
I
like
think
a really old car and
Porsche 917K Golf
ooh, good choice. Yes.
and a Ferrari 458.
The 458. Okay. Ooh. Why? How come? Why is that?
Well, that was the first like slot car I got, but also I just like how
Okay.
it looks, and I just like Ferraris.
Of course.
Can't knock you. Can't knock you for that.
Probably a 4GT40 and 4GT.
Hard to argue with those choices.
Oh yes. Excellent choices.
The girl has good taste. She got to see some of those cars up close, didn't you? In at the that in LA.
Yeah.
Very cool. I actually got one of my favorite car of all time. Well, bedroom wall cars would have been an F40 and the Countach at the time. And I lived out a dream. I was out on a track in Australia in a Ferrari F40. So that was something I won't forget. And an RWB Porsche 911 as well on the same day. You know the Wally's Jeans livery car? The Hot Wheels made a version of it?
No.
Check it up after I'll put it up here on the video when I release it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was in that exact car actually, and it was a great day. I was in all sorts of things that day. That was good fun.
Yeah. Well, I saw my first Ford GT40 when I was in Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Nice.
And I have to be honest, I didn't know the story why the 40 was in. But when I stood beside it, I'm 194. It was like, okay, now I know where the 40 comes from.
Yeah, they're tiny.
Yeah, it's the hate.
Perfect for you.
No, it's not. And there is a Ford GT40 where on the driver's side,
yeah,
they had to raise the roof because they had a driver, I don't know, my size or that wouldn't fit in, so they had to raise the roof
it's
just
funny
to get
how
the
that
helmet
happens. When I got into the F40, I had the helmet on, and I was like this in the car because there just wasn't the room. It's you forget these things. Like I always think these guys who drove a lot of these cars, GT40s, 917Ks, they were men's cars, weren't they? Like as in they were just difficult to drive, a lot of these classics, and you really had to it was hard work driving them as well.
Yes,
but I bet you Sash could do it.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. So by real cars and slot cars, if you could buy a real car and a slot car, and you could buy it for whatever, like not even money, it was for free, what car would you get? Buy real car and slot car.
Ooh. There is a model. I'll be on Ferrari with you. There's a modern Ferrari, and I don't know the exact number now. It's quite modern. Dang, I have to look it up. So it's one of the most modern Ferraris that came out, but I forget the exact name of it. I would go for that one. And for slot car, yeah, it is the LMP, the in 1-24.
Yeah.
For sure.
When is that due out in 124, Nico?
I think it will be starting of next year. They actually, at the moment, on the website, it says out till 31st of December.
Right.
And I don't think they'll make it. So hopefully it'll be in the first 1 or 2 months in 24. Yeah.
Some great cars coming out.
Oh, yes.
Released. I mean, you know, we've got so many pre-orders in for, you know, the Lucky Strike 917Ks are coming out,
yes.
the Reds 5112, the Ford GTs,
Oh yeah.
240Z,
Oh, yeah.
5112s, Revos. Oh my God, there's so many.
There's so many you can't even count.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then when they're here, sometimes you forget, did I really pre-order that? Or seems like, you know.
That happens quite regularly. I'm like, I can't remember doing that.
Not gonna make it public. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good time to be in the hobby. I think, you know,
Yes.
there's a lot of cool stuff, and we actually have something here, Nico. You'll be interested to see as well as this. I still have to do a review on it. So it's the GNS tire grinder. You know, Greg Gobb
yes.
designed this.
Yes.
So they were kind enough to give us one of these to take a look at. So yeah, very curious to test this out, but unfortunately, due to me being sick, we're a bit behind with some of the projects that we're supposed to be doing.
Funny that you mention it. I saw a video. I can't find it anymore on the internet, but I saw a video. Someone using a hoodie. What do you call those motor lathes? Is it a lathe? That you when you take the motor apart, you can work on the collector part, on the front part.
Yeah. Okay.
What I hope you know what I mean. And somebody used that to actually grind tires, which means instead of cutting off the metal part of the motor, he used to cut off rubber of a Carrera axle, glued the rubber to the rim, used the axle, put it in. So this is on the way, because those things from Hoodie, they cost like 200 plus.
Yeah.
So not my budget range.
Yeah.
But I found it used again in one of those online flea markets for no money, and it's on the way. I was expecting it today, but it didn't arrive, so it'll be Monday, because tomorrow is a bank holiday here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we were doing it the old-fashioned way with the sandpaper.
It does work. It does work.
It works. It works. Looking forward to getting having that, and we'll have a kind of a test bench set up. So we'll have the tire grinder there, we'll have the magnet Marshall, and then we'll have a test bench, actually a dyno soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes.
So we'll have a little kind of a test station, which will be pretty cool, and we'll try and incorporate that into the reviews, you know. So we'll put it in, and we're going to do the weight of the car, then we'll run it on the test bench, run it on the track. You know, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
See the differences, you know. Try to keep it fresh and interesting, you know.
Yes, and a change. Yep. Yeah. You need to keep people attracted.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. I just realized, you know, it's funny when you're talking and you get on well with people and you're asking questions and chatting, and then you look up and you realize you're you're over an hour in already.
I just saw it.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's true.
Absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
On 24-hour, I was just racing, and my dad was filming with the car that I let me lend. And I was having too much fun. I'm like, oh my God, it's so late.
Yeah.
This one, I'm like, oh, okay, it should only be 5 minutes. It's been 5 hours.
But it's
I know, yes.
It's been super awesome to have you on, Nico. We really, really appreciate you taking the time to join us and to let us ask you questions. You know, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for coming
on.
Thank
you so much for having me. It was really fun, and time just flew. I mean, I thought it would be like 10 minutes or 15 minutes that we started. So yes, it was a real pleasure.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, so as always, folks,
thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.